Hello, my beautiful friends. So, how are you? I hope you are doing well. Jai Shri Ram, Om Namah Shivaya, blessing to everyone. I hope this world give you everything, whatever you want. So, today topic is significance of Darakaraka in astrology, or you can say what a Darakaraka can tell us about our spouse. If you want to know about your spouse other than your D1, or you can say like other than your seventh house or seventh lord, Venus, Jupiter, Moon, then there is one thing which is a topic that is known as the Darakaraka. So from this you can know about characteristic, significance, and even looks and like characteristic of your spouse. How? See, what is this Darakaraka? Let me tell you. So it's simple that Darakaraka, Darakaraka comes from two words, Dara and Karaka. Okay. So what happened? What is this Dara? Dara means spouse in Sanskrit. So Dara means spouse in Sanskrit, and Karaka means significator. Okay. So what happened? We have to check the lowest degree planet in chart, and the lowest degree planet will be your Darakaraka, especially in D9, or which is also known as Navamsa. Okay. uh, some astrologer also check for the D1 as a Lagna chart, some check for moon chart, some check for D9, some check for D7. But most of the thing you can also, so about 90% about your spouse can be known through D9. And you have to check. So how you can do? So I will provide one website where you can put your details and you can know which is your Darakaraka planet. So I will provide that link in this same video, in video YouTube description video, and there you can just click on it and you can just fill details and you will be know that what is your Darakaraka. Now what happened, as we all know, so this is the house number 1 and there are like 12 houses in the chart. So first of all you have to check that which is your planet. Okay. After that you have to check in which house that planet is sitting. So suppose that I'm taking example that if you have a Darakaraka as a sun. So if it's a son, then your spouse will be like ambitious, self-employed, maybe in some leadership position, maybe in government or public services, or they also possess some masculine quality, or you can say traits, regardless of gender. They will dominate you after a marriage. Son also can tell us that that person will be a little bit of laziness, unethical behavior, and also you can say as a boastfulness will be there. Now if the they if your Darakaraka is moon, so if there is a moon, then you can tell that your spouse will be little bit emotional, nurturing, or sensual. But they will also come with like or they will enjoy with you like luxury, food, drink, trip. But whenever there is a moon, then there is the emotion. Whenever there is the emotion, then there is a mood swings, or depression, or anxiety, or you can also say that sometime there is a fight between two people. Now, third, if your Darakaraka is Mercury, so when there is a Mercury, it means your spouse, which is curious, chatty, enjoy exchanging knowledge with you, with other people. They may be in some MNC or private job. They can speak multiple language. They will have a, like interest in various culture. But Mercury also give a childish nature in your spouse. Okay, an impulsive spending. Suppose that if your Darakaraka is Venus, so if it is Venus, then you can tell that your spouse will be into little bit of luxury, some beautiful things. He or she want to look good, or they may be spoiled with gifts and word. Okay, or if there is a like afflicted Venus, then they will be judgmental, they have like lots of materialistic behavior, or even it show that person can have some extra martial marital affairs. So now, fifth, if your Darakaraka is Mars, so I have seen that when it's like Mars, so your spouse will be in job, and if not, then he if he try, then he can also go for a government job. If he try, he can go for business. If he try, he can go for private job. But I have seen when wherever he goes after 5 year, 10 year, 15 years, if you see career of that of your spouse, he will excel to it, he will achieve good, and that person can be into sports, fitness, technical careers. But it also give a little bit of aggression, arrogance, or also anger issue. Now sixth, suppose that if Jupiter is your Darakaraka, so if Jupiter, then you can tell that your spouse will be wise, generous, knowledgeable, little bit chubby. They can be work in finance, science, education. If Jupiter is not placed well, then it can lead to indulgence or blind optimism or too much confidence or like fight also. Now comes if you have a Saturn as your Darakarka, so you can tell that your spouse will be mature, practical, consistent. Also, they may have some little bit of darker complexion than you, or they may be interested in occult, some more spiritualism, or can lead to like criticism, inflexibility. Okay, now suppose that if you have a Darakaraka as a Rahu, so Rahu and Ketu you can es- you can escalate from there. Means sometime what happen in Gemini, what I have noticed that only Rahu you can include as a Darakaraka, where people don't include Ketu in Darakaraka. Okay, so because Rahu is a head, okay, so you can include Rahu in Gemini astrology. But like in India, what I have seen, the many astrologer, renowned gurus, mentor, they tell us that never include Rahu or Ketu. If Rahu or not Ketu, then go for the second lowest, and you will find that will relate more with your spouse than the Rahu and Ketu. And always go for the D9. If not D9, then go for D1. Okay, and it will help you. Now, as I have told you that about different planets, suppose that what happened that it goes for like different houses. So I have seen that if your Darakaraka is in the first house, suppose that, so first house, then your married life will be far better than the your friends. Like if you have a 10 friend, and if their married life is not working good, then from there your married life will be far better, and it will be auspicious for you, it will be pathfinding for you. Okay, for the first one. Now, if Darakaraka or your spouse indicator is in the 12th house, suppose it. So, if it is 12th house, then you can tell that your spouse will have some foreign connection. Okay. Suppose that if your Darakaraka um, is in 10th house. Okay, so you can tell that if your Daraka is in the 10th house, so your partner will maybe your boss. Means suppose that if it is Venus and it is in 10th house, so you can tell that your spouse will be in your same career as you, and they can be your colleague, your boss, or if you are going through a arranged marriage, then they you will find out they will become you like manager in their life, or they will lead a good position. If not, you both can start a like firm, company, partnership together, and you will find out that person will excel more than you. And I have seen one more thing that uh, if there is a mm, mm, Suppose that if you have a the Darakaraka in the seventh, okay, suppose that that is a Mercury, okay, and it is in seventh, you can tell that your spouse will be a more social person, more communicative person. They will have a good friends, okay. Or I have seen one more thing. Suppose that if you have a son, okay, and sun as a Darakaraka, so people won't believe, but sun as a Darakaraka gives a very handsome, a beautiful spouse too. Very handsome, beautiful spouse too. See, I'm talking about Darakaraka, but if you have to check also your Venus and Jupiter. So this was like a small video about your Darakaraka, and if you have any question, you can ask me through comments, or you can ask me through mail also. So now come once again. Suppose that if your Darakaraka is in the first house, okay. Now we'll go through the house one by one. See, I want to cover every concept in this. They like lots of video on YouTube. You will find lots of blogs, but some talk about like a specific house, some talk about specific planet, some talk about only planets, some talk about only houses. But I will talk about everything. Means in this video, you just have to open your chart and you have to see the planet with the lowest degree. You have to check that that is your Darakaraka. Then you have to check in which house that planet is and what planet that is. I will tell you. By this, you yourself can tell that 80 to 90% that this will be the characteristic of your spouses. Okay, so if Darakaraka is in the first house, you can tell that it will uh, uh, significant role, that spouse will play significant role in your life, as I've told you earlier, and it will bring a harmonious marital bliss to you. Okay, if it is in second house, then you can tell that that spouse will have a good wealth resources, have a good communication. And if then the third, you can tell that you and your spouse will go to many short trips, vacation, to keep your married life lively. Okay, if your Darakaraka is in the fourth house, okay, then you can tell that it will bring emotional support from your spouse and their in-laws. Okay, and your home environment, family life will be also good. If your Darakaraka will in the fifth house, I can tell one thing that your creativity, romance, and everything will focus on children, and your children will be also good. Your kids will also good, and kids will enhance the relationship with you and your spouse. Means they will be a bonding between you and your spouse. If your Darakaraka any planet is in the sixth house, okay, then we can tell that partner need to put effort into enhancing the relationship. There may be some challenges, conflicts between the spouse. Now if your Darakaraka is in seventh house, so we can tell that there will be strong relationship and bonding between the partner, and that will be the long lasting and the fruitful marriage for the seventh. Now if your Darakaraka is in eighth, okay, then we can tell there will be extreme transformation and intense emotional experience. Okay, and that will be like up and down, but a spouse will be inclined towards spirituality and religious. He will be religious, sorry, sometime I get fumble. Now if your Darakaraka is in ninth house, so ninth house is also known as your fortune house. So it will be a good knowledge sharing, being philosophical, life changing, you can tell. And your spouse will show the like light to your life. Now if your Darakaraka is in 10th house, okay, you can tell that it will show strong connection with your career and your spouse career. Means both maybe in the job. If not, your spouse will have a good job than you. If Darakaraka is in 11th house, it shows that growth and earning, and a spouse will bring financial benefit and opportunities to you after the marriage. Okay, and spouse will bring more financial benefit to you, and it will be fruitful a married life of your spouse and your will be harmonious and fruitful. I can tell one thing, if it is in 11th house. Now suppose that if your Darakaraka is in 12th house, so you can tell that you and your spouse will have a spirituality connection, foreign land connection, private job connection, education connection, some friends connection, or it also will be the spirituality. But I can tell that you both will have a good time. One sometime you will have a bad time, but anyhow you will go through those hurdle. If planet is not sitting correctly, if some planets are not uh, are inclined, or you cannot say that wrong planet is sitting in the 12th house, then there may be a problem of divorce, separation, or breakdown or breakup. But yeah, praying and complete surrender to Almighty can give some benefit. So this was a small, like you can say, uh, whole description about the Darakaraka and planets and different houses. So if you have any question, so you may ask in the comment section. If I get time, I will try to reply you out. If you are in hurry, emergency, if you need any help, you may mail me, so I will try to help you out. And I will tell you once again, which I tell every time in every video: be happy and keep the world happy, so world will also keep you happy. Okay, so do good, be good, and good will eventually come to you. Thank you. I hope everyone be happy, whatever you want. I hope this world, this universe give you, and everything happen good for you. Thank you everyone, and keep watching my videos, liking this video, subscribing my channel, sharing this video with many of your friends and relatives and everyone. Let me know if you have any question. Thank you so much.